Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Fabledom, and welcome back to Nerdria. Things are going pretty well at the moment. The palace is being constructed. We have a few parts of this that have been done between this episode and the last. There is still plenty to go with this thing, and I mean, for the most part, we do have a lot of the materials sitting around. It's a lot of iron, it's a lot of planks, it's a lot of stone bricks. The hiccup in all of this is the planks, as is the story for this entire series. Planks are kind of the thing that's holding us back in a lot of the construction projects. But I have gone ahead between episodes and built a new sawmill. Now, this sawmill is admittedly sort of in the middle of nowhere relative to all of the lumber camps that we might have, but it is still an extra sawmill, and it is next to some stockpiles. So hopefully we're going to see some good things come out of this. Hopefully that's something we can figure out, and hopefully that's going to help us with all of the construction projects that we have going on. In other news, in the bottom left, we have completed the third date quest, the third date objective. So we're going to claim the 800 coin. We've built the Tinker's Guild. We've helped with the requests. We will claim that. And now, apparently, we are going to be marrying Farah, which is certainly a choice. We need to throw a feast. We need to marry her. The feast is going to be, I would assume, in the feast hall, and then the wedding would be in the wedding hall. So I'm kind of glad I built, or have planned to build, both of those. I kind of figured that was probably the direction that we were heading in. So nice to know I was right in that suspicion, and that is what we're going to be doing. And I suppose we'll just gradually work towards that. I'm not in any major rush to get there, although it would be nice to get to that point sooner than later. Now, what is this? The beauty contest. We are #1 out of all of the realms. Thank you very much. I will take that. And by the looks of it, we have the Ministry of Culture coming together as well, which is, once again, kind of exciting. We've got the game running at full speed as well, so I just want to see who exactly we're going to have working in here. This thing is very close to being done. It is now done. It needs nobles. Ooh. Okay. That's, yeah, fair enough. So global happiness is increased by 5 for every noble assigned. We can have 3 of them. So we can increase global happiness by 15 just by assigning nobles to this, which is great news because global happiness is currently 88, despite the fact that we have 25 days of that year-long witch's curse remaining. So definitely seeing a world where we might end up maxing out the happiness. The Ministry of Aristocracy is a similar idea. If we can get 4 nobles in here, we can reduce the family aid payments by up to, I guess, 80, which would be fantastic. We're getting plus 40 coin per month right now, or per whatever it is. It'd be nice to add 80 to that. And apparently, what is this? We have the Wicked Sisters. Your blissful expansion irks us, siblings scorned by fate. Your joy mocks our sorrow. Hence we cast a shadow upon your kingdom, and upkeep increased to halt your progress. We shall take comfort in witnessing how your realm falters under this burden. So we can get rid of them with some nobility, we can get rid of them with some coin, or we can postpone it. Interesting. I'm just going to use, it's a lot of coin, but I'm just going to use the coin to get rid of them because we're not using the coin for much right now. So I'm not super concerned about that. Now, in terms of construction projects, I did also decide to build another laborer's hut down here in the hope that we could get a couple of peasants to work in it, but it seems that we don't have any nearby. So my thinking, in all honesty, was that I might start building some townhouses in this space because we do need commoners nearby here to work in a couple of things. I was also thinking it might not be a bad idea to maybe, instead of doing a laborer's hut, we do a laborer's guild and employ 3 commoners. So as much as I like these trees here, and as much as the condominiums aren't going to love being close by all of these houses, I want to say that I can probably get away with this. I want to say that with the right amount of decorations, we can maybe make this work. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to lie. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm also going to destroy this and just place it here instead. And then we'll just do like a little 3x3 thing like that. I kind of wonder if I can get a road right at the back of these. I kind of want to figure that out before I commit to this idea. So if we do a little rounded road, oh, we can do a little rounded road there. That's perfect. Okay. So yeah, just a little condo thing here seems like a great idea. We'll give them, I guess, a town shop at the back. We'll do some houses. Do I want to do a little archway through here? I suppose I could. As a humble merchant, I stand ready to offer you the finest wares. I really don't need more stone, so I'm going to say no. I don't really think we need it at all. So what we'll do, I think, is we'll get some townhouses. We'll go here and we'll go here. We'll do some townhouses here and we'll go for here. And my thinking is I could do archways, but I think just because I do want a decent number of people down here, we'll do a house and we'll do a house. I actually really don't like that layout. I'm not gonna lie. I don't love that. So we'll just do the arches. I think the arches are gonna be nice and decorative for this. I can do something decorative in the middle of all of this as well. They are going to need a well nearby. They are going to need some sewers nearby, but we can absolutely do all of that. We'll go into construction. We'll get ourselves the sewer drain right here. We'll do another one on that side just because we can. And then for the town well, it could go here, which I'm not against doing. It could also apparently just go. Oh no, it can't go there. Okay. I don't mind the idea of here. I think maybe a little town well on either side of this bridge would be kind of nice, actually. If a little bit unnecessary and possibly excessive. So let me do the town well here. I know that's in the middle of nowhere, but I think just from a decorative point of view, it's kind of cool. And then for these guys, what we'll do is just come in here and give them maybe, I might just give them a regular old tree. Just something like that right in the middle, I think should help them out. And that's hopefully going to keep them relatively happy. We could also come in here and get maybe a little bench or two. We could do a bench maybe here and here, again, for a little bit of extra decoration, just to keep them nice and happy. But regardless, that will give us some commoners nearby. And I suppose we can do both things. We can have this laborer's hut, which will give us some hauling with some commoners, but we could also build the laborer's guild, although they can carry more material and construct buildings faster. So my question is if I got rid of this laborer's hut. So wait, that's a laborer's guild right there. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah, absolutely. Just, we'll bulldoze you. I don't think we really need it. And we'll just do another, oh, it's too close to a hill, really? Can't do there either. That's really unfortunate. Okay. Starting to discover why I might have done it the way I've done it here, but that's all right. We could do it on this side. I'm not really against this idea. I think right about there seems like a nice little place for a laborer's guild. And then maybe just because we have this space, another little stockpile right about there seems like it would be a good idea. Just a little bit of storage right next to the palace, some laborers right next to the palace. That seems like a good call. I'm excited for this to get built, although I know it's going to take a minute. It's definitely going to take a minute. Ooh, the Ministry of Philanthropy. What do you do? 10 nobility every 200 days. Cooldown reduced by 30 days per noble assigned. We can have it reduced by up to 90. So I could get 10 nobility every 110 days. That's pretty cool. Ministry of Nourishment. Reduce fabling hunger by 10% per noble, up to a maximum of 30%. We've got the living quarters, which is the final tier of housing. Residents here are nobles and pay a higher tax than others. Okay. That's going to take a little while to get constructed. This thing is fantastic looking. They're really bringing this together quite quickly. I wasn't expecting this to all come together as quickly as this. I thought we'd be waiting for a lot longer in this episode, but apparently not. So, requires all worker slots to be filled. We need more nobles. And I suppose this might be the priority. It's going to be using grape juice to create feast supplies, and I guess that's fine. We can get there. We'll get there eventually. Now, while we're on the topic of building more townhouses, I'm kind of thinking it might be an idea to just start mapping out this area for a few more townhouses. And my thinking is something like this. We could do a little something like this as well. And then all of these little cutout spaces could be for townhouses. Now that's going to be a massive, massive growth on the population. And that's something I've gotten to be a little bit concerned about because we have 59 days of food remaining. Our food supplies are not keeping up with the number of people that we have. Essentially, it's that simple. We have too many people and not enough food. So I kind of want more farms. I want more farms. I want more sources of food. We have, you know, some pigsties around here that are running fine, but we just don't have enough food in general. We could have more pigs as well, which would be kind of interesting. But I think what I'm going to do, since we have this little bit of production down here, we have these houses over here, my thinking is we could go in here with a little gravel road and sort of cut over this way, come up to about here, cut over this way, and just go straight down. And that's going to give us a bit of a weird looking kind of janky road, but I'm sort of okay with that because my thinking is we just put farms on it. We just build a bunch of farms up here and see how it all goes. We will need to move these pigs, which is a little bit less than ideal, but we can totally do that. We can go in, we can get ourselves a pigsty, and I mean, it could live up here, which is honestly not a bad place for it. Right there for a pigsty, we'll do a little gravel road so it's nicely connected, and that will move these pigs, hopefully, into that particular pigsty. Although I think we have got more pigs around here that might go into it first. We might end up with a few of them, is what I'm getting at. We might definitely end up with a few of those. But I think what we'll do is just get ourselves a farm, maybe right about, well, can I get it right at the edge of the map? No. Okay, so we'll get a farm here, and then we want to do some vegetables around this. We'll start with pumpkins, and we can just do, what is that, 6x6? We can go right down to there, which is good. So we'll do this. That gives us 38 out of 40, and we'll build it. And then on this side, we want to kind of measure out another 6x6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So down from there to there. We can do another farm right here. We will do beets on this farm, and the pigs are kind of in the way, which is really unfortunate. So we'll wait for those pigs to be gone. We'll get this thing built kind of as quickly as we possibly can. We'll maybe prioritize the pigsty up here so that does get built a little bit quicker. It is going to need those planks, which is a pain, but we'll figure it out. Woodcutters are reporting one of them accidentally stepped on a fairy. We will, you know what? We'll just go, Angered Woods is fine. I'm not really too worried about that. Oh, good. A dragon has entered the realm. Now, here's my question. How much? We have 329 prismatic liquid, and the dragon seems to be going straight for the castle. We're attacking it, is what we're doing. We're attacking it, and apparently we're doing a pretty good job. Let me speed things up a little bit and see. Yeah, oh, we are doing a great job with the dragon. Is it? Ooh, we missed though. I don't love that. We missed again. I don't, can we hit the dragon, please? Oh, I don't like that. Really having some trouble hitting the dragon right now. Really? We're having some complications with the dragon. We're down to 187 prismatic liquid. Okay, it's flying that way. Surely we can hit, really? Guys, it's, there you go. Just do that again. That's, surely we can hit the thing. Why are we not shooting? Is it fleeing? I think it's fleeing. I think we did it. Okay, that was a little bit concerning. I'm not gonna lie, but we did fight the dragon out of here, which is great. So, you know what? I'm not worried about it. We did a great job. That's what we're gonna stick by the idea that we just did a great job and didn't slightly embarrass ourselves with that aim right there. So something I've sort of considered with this farming area, given that we have this prismatic liquid extractor, is that getting some houses here isn't going to be the easiest thing, given that there is sort of this debuff in the area. So if I was to come in here and say that maybe I want to upgrade this bit of road, and maybe we want to do some sharp roads here as well, kind of just double this thing up a little bit. I'm not strictly against doing that, although I might want to sort of demolish that little bit and see if I can get a sharpened road right there, which I absolutely can. In fact, can I just demolish all of you and get that road to look that little bit better? Is that a thing we can do here? Just have that go straight across? No, it's going to connect like that, which is fine. My thinking was I could theoretically come in here and build a house and build a house and build a house and then give them just a little area kind of back here. It has to be 2 by 2 on this house. So we'll do this. We'll give them a tree. We'll give them an outhouse. We'll build it. We'll give these guys the same little 2 by 2 foundation. We'll give them a tree. We'll give them, I guess, a doghouse, which has a dog in it now. Oh, wait. Has the game been updated, or is this because I beat the I don't know what that is, but I love it. There might have been an update to the game since I last played it. I've not been paying attention. I'm not gonna lie. I really haven't, but I love that. That is so good. We'll give these guys this as well. And then my thinking is that this will give us some peasants up here that can work in the farms. And I think that's good. I think that's a great idea. Having them, live right next to where they are going to be working. Now, the pigsty obviously has this massive debuff around it as well. So my hope is that what I can do is use different decorations to sort of just improve things a little bit. My hope would be that maybe, I don't know, we put down something like this back here. We could do, I don't know, we got some other choices in here as well. We got the cypress trees, so we can do this one right here and here. And we'll just see if that improves things. We'll just see if they appreciate that. I'm not really too sure that they will, but we will definitely find out. We'll do a little tree here as well. And, I'm also going to do some benches, although those don't really impact the houses themselves. So maybe some benches kind of in front of the houses would be a nice little touch. We'll just see if that fixes things. We'll see if that improves things. We can also bring in some commoners, which is great news. So we'll bring in 4 of 4 visitors. They will go and live in these townhouses, which means I should now be able to get rid of you and get a new one that lives nearby. This stockpile is going to be a similar idea. We'll get some people that live nearby. And then the same is going to apply to all of this. It's going to be peasants, it's going to be commoners, and it's going to be good. That's what we're looking for. We're getting people into this space that are going to live in this space, that are going to work in this space, and hopefully solve all of our problems. We are down to 47 days of food remaining. I don't like that, but I'm kind of confident we can fix that. What have we got going on? More piggies. My childhood friend can talk to the flying pigs in the realm. It's cute, but she ends up overdoing it and now has way too many pigs at home. Are you interested? No, we're good. I really don't think we need more, to be completely honest. I think we're fine where we are right now. We need to deal with these ones anyway. So in other news, I was going to get away from doing a bunch of decorative stuff up here. We just talked about how I've built out these roads with the intention of putting townhouses in all of these spaces. But then I discovered that we have the Ark of Pigs, which is this. I love this. It looks amazing. It looks really, really cool. And I want to do something with this. I just really don't know what to do with this. I don't know where I should put it. I don't know where it should go. I don't know what it should be the center of. Maybe here, but we do kind of need this fountain or this well. So it's slightly difficult to know whether or not we should put it right in the middle of all of this, because that's going to throw some problems for these townhouses. Although admittedly, I have a well right here, which actually covers all of them. Oh, that actually, wait, no, it doesn't cover all of them. Okay. I think I know what I need to do. I think we need to build a new town well, and I think it needs to be right here. And I think what I'm going to do on either side of it is just get a little section of road like this. We could decorate either side of this thing, I suppose. Maybe we'll do a little bit of sharp terracotta in there just to be a bit different with it. I guess that kind of works out. We could do a little sort of flowery rest area thing here, or we could do, I'm sure we've got some other options in here that I could go for as well. We got some crates, we got some arches. The arches might be kind of cool. Maybe like a little tiny archway thing. I can't put it there, unfortunately. I can put it on that side though. That's a real shame. because this is technically an entrance to the building. So maybe we don't do the arches. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to work the way I would want it to, which is kind of a pain, but that's just the that's just the way Fabledom goes sometimes. So we'll take these guys out, and I guess in terms of other decorations, we can just do some little flowers there, and that should be totally fine. We'll make that a priority because I would like to get rid of all of this decoration in here. So essentially, I want to demolish all of this, demolish all of this. I'm going to just take out pretty much everything we have in this space. So something like that. The fountain, the whatever it's called, the well can stay there for now. The road can go back in for now. And then once we get rid of this well, I can put the ark? Is it the ark of pigs? The arch of pigs? It's one or the other. We can put that in the middle there, and it can be nice and, yeah, the ark of pigs can live right here. And I think that looks fantastic. I might even put it a little bit offset so it's a bit further back so that it kind of leads to the market. We can do some nice decorations in front of it. I'm not really bothered what we do with it. I just think it looks cool. I might even go so far as saying, let's put a terracotta road there. Yeah, 100% we're doing the terracotta road. In fact, you know what? I'm so sure about this decision. Let's build it now. And then I'm going to put some decorations right in front of it. So I'm kind of thinking these guys because it nicely sort of accents the trees or the plants that we already have. Then just a little terracotta road going up the middle there. I think it's going to look fantastic. I'm actually really excited about that. This space back here will fill in eventually when we have a need for it. And what is this? Adds 30% stone to all deposits. I don't think we need to. I think we're doing okay. We're kind of slowing down on construction now as well, which is great news. The only thing we don't have, the only things, is the living quarters and the Ministry of Diplomacy. And then over here, we actually have this pigsty up and going, which is great. We can get some workers for it, but it's going to be peasants. The farms are peasants as well, so we kind of need to wait for these little homesteads to get built, which is a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, at the very least, we have space for commoners down here. I did put a bell tower in the middle as well, just to try and cheer them up and make the area a bit fancier, which I think, honestly, not a bad shout. I think the bell tower looks pretty good there. And you know, aside from the fact that I forgot to build a well, which is now under construction, we have got some people living in this homestead. So now we should be able to, what is this? Pigsty closed, has no effect. That's fine. They're not going to be happy about it, but they'll manage. We probably do want to go and get ourselves some people working on this farm and on this farm. And can I get someone in the pigsty? I absolutely can, but they're not nearby, so we'll keep that closed for the time being. So that's these two farms up and going. This one still needs to be built, which is totally okay. This is at least gonna help us out. We do have 60 days of food remaining. It's still a little bit further below 1,000 than I would like. Your first nobles have arrived. Unlike commoners and peasants, nobles can only be recruited via events, objectives, and other challenges. Nobles work in the palace and pay a very high base tax. Now that nobles have moved in, it is crucial that the palace main hall is staffed, if it isn't already, or your nobles will not receive any food. Okay, so the main hall does have staff. I'm gonna just start swapping them out though, because there's a couple in here that are far away. Now we have everybody nice and close by. Looking at the living quarters, we have a few nobles. Where exactly are you right now? Oh my God. They look amazing. Oh, they look amazing. Look at you. The eyebrows could use a bit of work, but you know, other than that, they look great. That's so good. Okay. So now I have to decide what I want my nobles to do. So this requires all slots to be filled in order to open. So, I mean, I guess what we want to do, I guess I don't want to put nobles in here yet because we only have 2. The Ministry of Aristocracy is going to get me a little bit more money per noble. This is global happiness, which honestly we'll do a +1 there. And that should bring us up a little bit. The current bonus is 0, but I would imagine it'll go to 5, which is what we're looking for. The wedding hall doesn't need anybody. That was the thingy one. That's that. Ministry of Philanthropy. I don't really care for extra nobility. to be quite honest. Ministry of Nourishment. That seems like a good idea. Let's also party a little bit. Let's do Ministry of Nourishment so that people are consuming a little bit less food, and that seems good. That seems like what we want. We are at minus 18 on our income though. So if we go and have a look at the overview and we have a look at finances, what can we do exactly? So nobles, I guess, don't have... Okay. My happiness is 93. My taxes from peasants is 3. If I bring that up to 4, happiness goes down to 84, but I'm now plus 195 on my coin. I'm sort of okay with that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm sort of okay with that. Plus 84 is still 130% efficiency. That seems great. That seems like something we want. So I'm okay with that. Admittedly, Fabling happiness is being increased by 10 thanks to the festival, so this happiness in general might go down. But as we get more nobles, we can kind of get the benefit of the Ministry of Culture. So hopefully that works out. We can kind of go back and forth and figure things out, I'm sure. But I'm not in any major rush to do that. I think we'll survive, even if happiness goes down a little bit and efficiency goes down a little bit. We're not building that much at this stage of the game that I'm particularly worried about efficiency. As long as that doesn't, well, it probably does apply to food and things like that as well, but we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Oh, look at you. Get rid of that town well. Get that thing out of there. And get me just a little bit of terracotta road right there through the middle. Look at that. That looks so good. Oh, I love it. I really do. I'm really... I've taken some breaks from playing this in between some of the episodes. Here and there, nothing major, just being busy with other things. Man, I'm enjoying this game so much. I'm really enjoying this game so much. It's so good. It's such a fun time. Now let's see. We did just get some more peasants. I don't know if I want to put them in the pigsty yet, because that seems like it might be a terrible idea. They're also missing coal. We might want to look into that a little bit, but I think once we get this well up and going, maybe that's when we put one in the pigsty. We can put one into this farm as well. And you know what? Let's just get it out of the way. We'll just go ahead and get the pigsty up and going. It'll be another source of food, which seems fantastic. These guys, their desirability is currently -5, which is, I mean, yeah, that kind of checks out. The well, I would imagine, might sort of level things out a little bit. It is now being built as well, which is great. So once this thing is together, yeah, desirability sort of levels out at 0, which, as long as it's not a negative value, I'm actually kind of okay with. Now, what is this? I'm looking for a worthy ruler to serve, but I won't just join any kingdom. I need some proof. What do you want me to do? A noble requesting labor. Reward is 1 noble. You want me to produce 200 planks, 150 stone bricks, and 80 armaments. Ugh. Okay. The good news is it doesn't seem to have any sort of time limit. That's the good news. The bad news is I have a limit on the number of armaments that I'm actually making, but I guess I can crank that up a little bit. We'll go from where we are now at 20 to maybe 125, so that we'll just have these guys go and make armaments for as long as it takes to get another noble. And I kind of like this as a way to get nobles. I think it's kind of cool that it's done through different quests and things like that. I think that's kind of neat, actually. Now, speaking of quests, we do have some work available, I think, for some of these guys. You get no missions. That's all right. You have some things you would like me to do. Now, this reward right here seems kind of great. You're not going to be happy with me doing this, but I just need some commoners, and it's going to give me a bunch of iron and a bunch of planks. So let's see. There are some seemingly abandoned stockpiles. It's possible that they belong to someone, but on the other hand, they might not. Okay, they definitely do, but is that our problem? Not really. Let's send 4 commoners. She won't be happy about it, but I will get a bunch of resources, and therefore I will be happy about it. And really, that's all that matters. That's not what I want. I don't want to do any of that. What have you got for me? So manning the walls, you'll be happy about it. You give me some pork. I'm happy enough to do that. We'll provide 2 archers and start that mission. Does anybody else have anything for me to do? Farah does not. Ramon does not. You do not. Okay. So we have those 2 missions going on. That's completely fine. One of them, you know, not going to make anybody happy. The other one is going to make people happy. And really, that's what it's all about. Oh, now this is interesting. The desirability on this townhouse is -70 because there are so many homesteads nearby. That is kind of wild. That is kind of wild. The town shop could definitely use some workers though. That I think has added, so it's -65. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. I mean, they're not thrilled about this particular setup, but honestly, there's not much I can do about it. I mean, we needed some commoners nearby, so I mean that was kind of the only space that really made sense for it, and it does look kind of cool having this in front of the palace. I would like to do something similar over on the other side, but I can't help escape the fact that there is a giant stone deposit right there and a small stone deposit right there, and that we have iron right out here, an abandoned graveyard out here, and more prismatic liquid out there. So this whole space would be kind of great for production is my thinking. I'm also thinking that given that we don't have many territories that we need to get our hands on, let me get this one, let me get this one, and let me get this one. And I think that's all of them. It doesn't, yeah, it is all of them. It leaves us with a little bit of money, but I'm not really super concerned about it. I'm also wondering, yeah, the witch is gone, so we can absolutely build up here, which I'm definitely thinking we could do. I'm also thinking that building in this space would be interesting, sort of building through here. I don't know. I don't know if we need all of this production. We need more nobles. That's kind of the new goal, is we need more nobles, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. What is this? You are offering me a bunch of fish for a bunch of stone? Honestly, yeah, I'm kind of here for that. I will absolutely make that trade because it's only going to be good for us. So put a bunch of fish right there. That gives us, I mean, a lot. That gives us a lot of food at a really good time as well, because it is spring and we're kind of low on food supplies. So I'm absolutely here for it. We've also got something going on here. You are not going to be happy about what's going on. That's a lot of armaments and a lot of money though. Winifred is always ready for an honorable battle. Confronting her directly would be devastating, but it appears she is currently with part of her army at her grandmother's birthday party, leaving some supplies unguarded. Okay. So essentially we could just send a bunch of people. She's not going to be happy about it. I'm assuming going to war with the other rulers is sort of a thing that we're going to want to do eventually. So getting it kind of out of the way and getting some experience for my hero and all that stuff, that just seems like something we're going to have to do. As for this space out here, I'm going to have to think about what I want to do with it. I do want a bit more population. I would like to get some homesteads out here, get some farms out here. Maybe that's what we do, is we try and build a little cluster of homesteads here. Maybe a little cluster of homesteads up here. And we get some people working in these mines. We get some people working in the iron, the prismatic, and then in the farms. Maybe this whole space is, I mean, in saying that, homesteads could go next to farms. That is also an option. The farm doesn't have any negative debuff on homesteads. So maybe that's what we do. Maybe we go in here and we say, you know, I want a farm, say, I mean, there's going to be prismatic liquid here, which is something to be mindful of, but let's say I want a farm right about there. Let's say that I want vegetables on this thing, and we're going to go for pumpkins. We'll build it sort of back like this. We'll build it down here as well, which apparently I can't do. Can I, oh, do I have to like individually delete all of these, or can I do that? I can do that. That's perfect. So if I go back to modify you, we want pumpkins. We want to fill up sort of this space. That gives us 39 of 40 and a little 2x2 space for a homestead. I want to say that's what we do, right? So a little 2x2 homestead could go right about here. We can do a tree. We can do a little doghouse right there. And so that's where people can live for that particular farm. We are going to need a path across this way. And I think that's what I do with this space. I do. I think that's the play here. We are going to have some negative debuffs. We have the iron deposit. We have the stone deposits. But I think this will kind of work. Yeah, this debuff is huge. That's slightly problematic. But you know what? I can make it work. All right, so this is kind of what I'm thinking for the area. This is a pretty rough layout. It's not perfect, but obviously I'm building it, so I'm going to stick with it. But we're going to have a couple of farms down here. We've got a couple of little homesteads. We are going to have a prismatic liquid extractor, but I've placed these guys right on the edge, just outside of its debuff zone, which is good. We also have some world events going on here, so we can't do this. We aren't going to be getting that noble. My hero is busy. Soldiers in need is not a terrible idea, but I don't think we need them. And then this is a mission completed. This is manning the walls. Danger low, chance of success there. We had 2 archers and they survived, which is good. So that's one of the missions done, which I'm very happy about. We also have construction over here for the stone quarry, which is done. We have the stone camp, which is done. We have an iron quarry up here, which we are working on. But what I'm going to do is also make sure to get some regenerators up here. I think that's going to be a pretty important thing for all of these locations. So I kind of want to figure out where the regenerators should go. I'm sort of thinking here for this one. I am sort of thinking back there for this one. And then this one can probably go, honestly, right about there seems fine. And I want to get some roads going along pretty much all of this. So we'll have the roads kind of winding around in all sorts of weird directions here and there, but I'm kind of okay with that. Not really super concerned about having them perfect. Over here, what I think we'll do is get ourselves some rounded stone there. We'll bring it up this way over to here. It doesn't really connect to the bridge all that nicely, although that might be because I have to do this, which I absolutely do. And then I'm just going to turn it into gravel because I think that kind of makes sense. And honestly, it can just go straight across. And that seems totally fine by me. When it comes to access to this space down here, we can do a little gravel road here. We could do a little gravel road, say, here as well. And then for access up there, that's already there. This already has access. So that seems like a decent little layout. These guys are going to need water, obviously. We've got a well being built there. We have a well that needs to be built down here as well. But it's sort of coming together. Once the hero's back, we can go and deal with the abandoned graveyard. And let's see what this is. Clean the water. Absolutely. Abandoned stockpiles has been completed as well. The commoners survived. Negative effect, but we did get a bunch of resources, which I'm very happy about. Oh, we have another mission that's been done. Fergus is back, but a little bit injured. My sword fighters, we lost 1. And my archers, we lost none, which is honestly okay. But a bunch of coin, a bunch of armaments, that is fantastic news. Not going to be good for relationships, but that's okay. I've also scheduled a bakery to be built down here because I figured it wouldn't be a bad idea to get us a windmill out here. Now, in saying that, I don't actually have anywhere set up for growing wheat, so we're going to want to do that. But what I think we'll do is just grab everybody, and I'm just going to bring them all down here because I want my hero to go and deal with this abandoned graveyard so we can clear it out, and I can put some wheat farms in here and put this area to some good use. That looks ridiculous. I love it. I really do love the little army moving through there. That's pretty great. Let's bring in a couple more visitors. We are getting this this basic well built as well, which is fantastic. That's going to keep everything nice and relatively happy around here, I would imagine. Do we have people living here? We do. Let's get one person working here just so that we can get that farm up and going. We have this farm down here, which we can have some people working. We have this farm down here, which we can get someone to start working as well. We have this farm coming together. And then we obviously have, you know, prismatic liquid and all that kind of stuff. We can get people working a bunch of this stuff, though. I don't think it's going to be too difficult to get things up and going around here. This little farm. So these two have workers. This one does not. It now does. This one obviously does. I don't know how many people around here are employed or not. These ones are kind of far away, so we're not going to bother with that. But let me just go ahead and deal with this graveyard and see what it's about. We can honor the dead. We get an unknown decorative item. We got a lighthouse. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let me send everybody back up the hill because we don't really need them down here anymore. And let me just check the radius on this. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than I'd like. But what we'll do is we'll set up a farm here. It is going to be wheat, and it's just going to fill up that space, which gives us 30 out of 40. We'll do this, which gives us 36, and we'll do this, which gives us exactly 40, and we'll build it. So that'll be our wheat farm. We might want to get another one. We could do another one in here. It'd be a little bit smaller, but I'm not necessarily against doing that. In fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Although we have a lot of wheat already, or a lot of grain. We have a decent amount of flour sitting around. It seems like flour production is what's slowing us down. So maybe just more windmills would be the way to go. I do like windmills. They're cool looking buildings. Like they're really nice, and they're sort of decorative. So I don't know. Maybe we would just put a windmill in here, like right there near the farms. Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of here for it. I am absolutely kind of here for it. I want it to be that way around though. And I want to do just a little road sort of in front of it. But I think that'll be good. That'll be a good place for a windmill. We'll get 2 more of those. It'll have a bit of height to the area and it'll look good for, you know, again, decorative purposes, which is completely pointless, but it's what I'm going for. Oh, we have a noble that wants to join us in exchange for some planks and some stone bricks. Absolutely. That now gives us a 3rd noble, which is very exciting because we want to put them into the feast hall. Now, in doing this, we are going to be losing the reduced hunger, which I don't love. And we are going to be losing the increased happiness, which I don't love either. But it means that the feast hall is now up and running completely, which means we can start working towards throwing a feast with Farah to complete that particular objective. So we'll put the objectives over the happiness of my people. That seems like a nice, healthy thing to do for my my little kingdom here. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure there's absolutely no downsides to what I'm doing there. I'm sure it's all right. Now what I would like to do is just go ahead and start getting people into this regenerator, into that regenerator, and into that regenerator. Now you're a little bit far away. That's okay. I'm going to start getting people into the different quarries and camps around here as well. Oh, you're way too far away. Never mind. We'll just start to get things up and going as best we possibly can. Yeah, you are way too far away from that. We've got a granary as well. Yeah, we're not going to be getting too many people working here yet. We still, well, actually we do have all these homesteads up and going. I only built what? I mean, there's a 5th one to come together there. I probably do need more of them. I think that's the realization I'm having right here is I do need more homesteads, and I think I'm going to have to get away from the idea that I'm somehow going to be able to avoid all of the debuffs from all of these things. We do have a little space here that I could play with though, which I am okay with. So if I go here, we can do this. We can give them a nice tree. We'll give them a little dog house at the back there, and we'll build it. We'll do a little homestead here. We'll do the same thing, a nice tree and a little outhouse at the back right there. And that'll be a couple more peasants for the space. I would like to bring a little road sort of through here. It's going to be sort of zigzagging a little bit, but honestly, that's totally fine. It would be nice to cut through that way. I don't think we're going to have that luxury. So this is kind of going to be a little back road that leads down to this new space. But again, honestly, I'm sort of okay with that. So we'll do a homestead here and here. Let me expand their space to have a tree and an outhouse and build. We'll give you a nice little space, a tree, and we'll swap it out for the clothesline for this guy. And again, that'll just give us a few more workers in this space, which is what we're looking for. We can do a little gravel road, maybe down here as well. And that should mean that we have a decent number of peasants to work in all of the farms, the granaries, the windmills, the mines, the quarries. And this is hopefully going to lead to us having just a ridiculous amount of food around the clock. We are sitting at 1,000. We're up to 87 days of food remaining at the height of winter. So we're doing okay with all of the new farms that we have in here. The feast hall is... I don't even know if it's doing anything. I have no idea if we're actually building towards a feast or not. We need grape juice, and we're not producing grape juice. So that's going to be why. If we have a look at our food production, a juicery, I am fairly sure I built one of these. I don't know if anyone works in it, but I think we do. Yeah, we do have one, and we do have people working in it. Interesting. That's very, very interesting. Oh, there's a limit. That's why. So let's get rid of that. Let's let them start making grape juice, and that can go towards the feast. And hopefully, in the not too distant future, we're going to be marrying Farah, which I wasn't expecting to do necessarily, but I am fine with it. We'll go to war with everybody else, but we'll marry her, and that sounds fine. Now, just before we wrap things up for today, I've sort of made a decision, which is that I'm going to just start putting people to work in these farms, regardless of how far away they might be. And the reason I'm doing that is because we do have we did have a decent number of unemployed fablings who they are going to remain unemployed if I don't just put them to work. It's a lot of the fablings that live up in the fancy part of town. So whether or not they're far away, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put them into the farms or wherever I can put them so that we just have those people, you know, doing their job and doing their thing, or doing a job or a thing. Doesn't really matter if it's their job or another job. I just need it to be done. Now, when it comes to this space, let me do a little well right here. And I could do a couple more houses up on this side if I really wanted to, but we'll do the well there for now. What is this? I will absolutely take a whole bunch of grapes. That sounds like a fantastic trade. It's going to be food, and it's also going to be juice that we can use, which is going to get us slowly working towards feast supplies. That just seems like a good thing all around. Now, one last little thing I would like to do out here is just build a few little stockpiles. I figure we can just sort of fill this space with storage and get some people working in storage in the not too distant future. There's not much else I was going to do with that area anyway. And we could maybe throw some laborers' huts out here as well. We do have a little bit of extra space that could be admittedly used for some extra storage, but I don't know. Laborer's hut, maybe a laborer's guild right down here would be a better shout since it's a little bit more effective. Although I would need commoners to work in there, and I don't think I have any more commoners available. So I think we'll just leave it be. I already don't have enough people to work in all these stockpiles, so we'll sort of leave it where it is. We'll spend that coin to get some extra iron as well. We'll go ahead and prioritize this well construction too. And now that I say that, we will have these guys up here, so we should be all right. Regardless, I think we're in a decent little spot here. The food situation seems to have been resolved. We have this beautiful little farming area out here that I absolutely adore. We've got a nice little chunk of industry going on as well. We have these guys down here fishing. It's really coming together. We got the palace going as well. We are no closer to the production on this thing, which is fair enough. We'll figure that out. Actually, I think we did just get, yeah, we did just get a little bit of a supply of grape juice right there. I realize the production on this is going to be really slow because they have to go from literally the bottom of the map to the top of the map to get the juice. But you know what? That's totally fine. I'm totally okay with that. Let me bring in some peasants here. Let me get them to work in the stockpiles. We've got 2 out of the 3 up and running, which is completely fine. That's going to be good. It's going to be good. Anyway, we're going to leave it there for today. I don't know how much more of this game there necessarily is to go. I would imagine that marrying Farah is probably sort of a late to end game step. We do need to get the feast going, so that's going to be a little bit of a ways away. We do probably need to build up some space over here as well, just to fill in this whole area. And then I also want to, I want to look at just making this whole little production space down here, this new area. I want to get it to be as good as it can possibly be. So more peasants are going to be needed. Probably a few more farms just to sort of fill out this space. I think that would be good. I think filling out this space might be good as well. And then maybe up here, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to build up here. We don't need to fill up the entire map. That's not really my goal, but I would like to just see what we can do. Just see what kind of trouble we can get into. But for now, that's going to do us, or at least that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.